I'm going to start off this Weist mixer. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. While we're waiting for everybody to join, I'm going to share my screen and make you listen to a song that we have called the Hope Anthem, that basically the community, the Weist community, along with a whole community of artists based in Kolkata, we basically recorded it. It was in May 2021 when, you know, the COVID wave was at its peak. And it was a shout out to everybody who's doing great work for social and environmental change in East and Northeast India. You might have heard this song. Enjoy for the next 4 or 5 minutes, and then we will, as everybody is coming in, and then we will just start right away. See you in 5.
Maybe it's time to open our eyes and see. Maybe it's time to care for our society and believe that we can change if we try. This world's going dry. This world must survive. Tell me now, will you take our hands and walk this path with us? Tell me now, are you ready to take a step? Tell me now, will you work towards a brighter tomorrow? Tell me now, pull it on, pull it on. Maybe it feels like things are beyond repair. Maybe it seems like the only future left is despair. That's not fair.
You won't be alone. Together we will show this world that we know can shine so brightly.
All we need to do is look out of this window, see the earth cry as our batteries run dry. We can only hear their screams on our phones and our screens. It's not a show, it's reality. It's time to paint a better scene. No one can. Tell me now, will you take our hands and walk this path with us? Tell me now, are you ready to take a step? Tell me now, will you work towards a brighter tomorrow? Tell me now, pull it out, pull it out, pull it out.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. I hope this musical introduction, pleased everybody. You can, of course, find it on YouTube as you're liking. We really had fun, creating this video. And there's a huge shout out to all of the organizations within the Weist network at the end of the video. So it always gives me a lot of energy and hope when I hear about it. Aparupa, I would be grateful if you can just put the link in the chat, maybe for everybody's reference. That would be brilliant. Without further ado, let me welcome you and then move on to our first speaker of the day. Just give me 2 minutes to set up the context a little bit. So as most of you know, here we are for the Weist Mixer, January 2022. It's, I think, the 11th or 12th Mixer or community meetup that we organize under the Weist banner. We would have wanted, to, join together on the rooftop of Offbeat CCU, but unfortunately, we thought it would be more responsible to maybe hold this one online again, hoping for the next one in 2 months to happen all together physically in Kolkata, of course. What makes it also a bit special today is that, as some of you may know, last Monday was the International Day of Education. And this Weist Mixer specifically, we have placed it actually under the banner of the Learning Planet Festival, which is a global celebration of learning on the occasion of the International Day of Education that is organized by Learning Planet. It's a Paris-based organization that is a partner of Weist, and we really are very happy to contribute to this global celebration altogether. In the same way that the last Weist Mixer, it was back at the end of November, was mostly on the theme of sustainable fashion. We're trying to propose different themes every time that we organize a Weist Mixer. And this one today is going to be about impact-focused education. How can we basically make tools and pedagogy in the academic and educational space be more focused towards social and environmental impact? How can we use educational tools? How can we make it possible through educational organizations and different pedagogies to be able to move forward with the Sustainable Development Agenda, especially here from Eastern India? And when I say a Sustainable Development Agenda, as most of you know, I really think and refer to the whole spectrum of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, be it social issues or environmental issues. Because at the end of the day, if we have the brain and capacity and hands to be able to create an impact while we work and creating social and environmental happiness around us, I think this is really, really wonderful, and this is something that we should definitely move forward as a community. So today we'll be hearing about this from a set of different speakers. You will get to meet a lot of inspiring organizations from the network, and really take this opportunity to use the chat to comment, to share your feelings, your questions, to share your contact details, or ask for contact details if you want to be connected. This is exactly the space where you can do this. If you want to ask a question, you can also raise your hand, and we'll take it as much as we can. Without further ado, I would love to welcome our first speaker, our keynote speaker, Kunal Mandal. Kunal, are you here with us? Can you hear us?
Yes, Pauline, thank you so much. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for being with us and with the Weist community this morning. And, I met you relatively recently, and I thought you were doing a brilliant work as a quiz master and with the tool of quizzing and curiosity to, spread awareness and different messages. So for the next 10 minutes, if you want to take the floor and tell us more about your story, we're really excited to have you. Over
Great.
to you.
Thank you so much, and very warm good morning to each and every one of you, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining on a Saturday morning as well. After that beautiful rendition that we heard before the event, it's very hard for you to listen to me talk, but I'll try my best. So let me quickly share my screen and take you through a few of the things that I want to talk about today. So my talk is going to be about the power of curiosity in the pursuit of sustainability. I hope all of you can see my screen as well as can hear me properly.
Yeah, all good.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So let's begin. So quickly, let me tell you how my sustainability journey began. My work with SDGs started in 2018 when I went to the Global Festival of Action that happens in United Nations Bonn in Germany, but then it got shifted to New York later on. So this is where I first get to hear about SDGs, and one of my idea got selected and I became a SDG Action Fellow, which took me to the United Nations headquarters in New York, and a lot of work that I've done in relation to the SDGs. Now, these are some of the glimpses of what we have worked on the past. These are a few of our clients. So for SAP, we designed like a game where you can spin the wheel and play a set of questions to know about their initiatives in the sustainability space. For ILO, we designed a board game which kind of focuses on giving idea about better work and how people make decisions. UNRIC, we designed like a quiz-based card game. For World Scout Organization, we've done some activity-based badges that the scouts can earn. For Global Citizen, we actually designed a quiz game which helped them, their donors, identify what goals they're very passionate about and drive more money towards those goals than others. And I'll tell you about more of those things, but let's begin with the whole notion of today's, that is impact education. So let me first tell you what impact means to us, how we follow this particular framework, and how we see and drive impact through quizzes and games. Now, first of all, you have to understand that for impact to happen, there's a journey from information to transformation. To make that happen, there are three primary steps that happens in between. It's quite a long journey if you think about it. And there's motivation, passion, and action. These three things play the most important role. And this is what essentially makes impact. Now, let me give you an example. So let's say information, it's available everywhere. You read about SDGs on websites, on books, on YouTube and various other channels. But in order for you to transform towards a better life and a better planet, you must get motivated by the information. And that motivation should bring enough passion into you that you will be able to act on it. Only then you can reach transformation. Now, what we do as a company, the interventions that we try to bring through quizzes and games comes at two of these points. One is the motivation, another is the action points. I'm going to show you a couple of those examples of how we do it. And in the end, we're probably going to play a quiz. Since I'm a quiz master, I couldn't resist, and Pauline agreed. So here we are. Now, in terms of the education, what I've always believed is that so far, everything is about the sustainable development. So we keep talking about it and things like that. It needs to move from about to for. So what analogy can I tell you? So let's think of a pizza, okay? As of now, SDG is just one slice of that pizza. What ideally should happen is it's like the salt and pepper which is sprinkled on all the slices, not just one. So that's the kind of goal that we should think about. Now, let me first begin with action and give you an example of how we have done something. So people power matters as much as powerful people. And that's very true. The question always comes back to me and say that, what am I supposed to do? So what we have done is we have taken each of the goals and created 5 action points for each of the goals, which is easy to understand and implement in your life. So for example, this is goal number 12, which is responsible consumption and production. We have simplified it for people as just how to live better. Let me show you an example of what kind of actions you can take. Number 1, learn about sustainable development. Number 2, reuse, repair, recycle, share, and borrow. Number 3, waste less food and use leftovers. Number 4, collect friends and experiences, not just things. Demand that businesses respect people and planet. Now, there is a lot of criteria and sort of parameters that went behind designing these, but I'll just tell you the sort of brief philosophy behind it. The first ask is always a learning ask. You inspire them to learn. Then the next 3 asks that you see is supposed to help you overcome either a lifestyle or a habit or a cost barrier. For example, as you can see, I've marked them for you. Out of these 3, 1, we have tried to keep it a little fun to do so that, you know, it's just a little easy for you to adopt it. The last ask, the 5th ask, is always about demanding change from different stakeholders that are involved in that goal. Okay, so that's just one example. Of course, we can talk about it in later detail. Let's begin with a very small SDG quiz. I'm going to give you some questions. It'll come in front of you as a poll and you can answer. But before I move into that, let me explain why do we do quizzes. Okay, so this is typically what I call a ACE framework. Now, what does that mean? A stands for awareness, C stands for curiosity, and E stands for three things: educate, engage, and entertain. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the questions that I'm going to ask you, through that, either you are going to get some awareness about things that you did not know before, which in turn will make you curious about that problem or that solution or that thing that you did not know before. And hopefully in the process, they will be able to entertain you or educate you or probably engage you in some possible way. So let's find out if that happens. Let's move to the first question. So all questions will appear on screen. I will read them out for you. After the questions, I read out the question, a poll will come with 4 options. You can select whichever you think is the right answer. Okay, so let's try it out for the first question. Here it comes. Founded in 2014 by Padmanabhan Gopalan in Coimbatore, No Food Waste started with 2 shopper bags and single volunteer who was sent to collect surplus food and deliver it to the homeless through the public transportation system. It is now a major food recovery and food waste management network that has spread over 20 cities with the aim of minimizing food waste. Your question is, what is one of the major industries from which they collect the excess food for redistribution? And here comes your options. So can we have the poll, please? As you can see, there are 4 options: temples, 5-star restaurants, weddings, or corporate events. You can select whatever you think is the right answer. And after we've got enough responses, we'll close the poll and move to the next question. Right, I'm getting answers. About 44% says that it's 5-star restaurant. Now it's moving. There are 21% which says temples, 43% which says weddings. Okay, yeah, so we can, I think, end the poll now and share the results. Okay, so you have actually 43% said weddings. The correct answer is actually weddings. Okay, you are absolutely right. So this gives us an idea about what is one of the major causes of food wastage in India. And this is just one example of something that somebody did in Coimbatore. So this helps you think about where the problem probably starts from. Let's move on to the next question. Understanding the constant expense of buying their children's shoes for families living in poverty, the Because community launched adaptable shoes made from long-lasting materials that expands in 3 places to grow up to 5 sizes. What is their product called? Can we start the poll, please? Just take a guess. It's something that you probably haven't heard about, but you can take a guess whether it's the shoe that grows or the expandable shoe or the 5-year shoe or the stretch shoe. But notice the picture in the question. It's such an ingenuine, beautiful design that somebody has come up with. It's just a single shoe, but since every year you have to buy a new shoe for a child, what they've done is they've put like a punch hole in it, and then you shift the holes, and then the shoe size increases. Right? Such a beautiful concept. I think we can. 13 of you have already answered. So the various answers that are coming in, I think we can end the poll here. With the next question, share the result with others. Yeah, so it's very close. It was a tough call as well, tricky options. The answer actually is simply the shoe that grows. Now, the answer was not important here. The question was, I wanted to tell you the story of what's happening. So hopefully you will check out and find more about it. Now think about similar solutions also. Let's move to the next question. Just one moment. Okay, I'll skip this one. Let's go to the next one. So Aparupa, you note that I've skipped one question. In January 2022, Indonesia declared its plan to relocate its capital from Jakarta to Nusantara. Now, the president announced this because the Jakarta is one of the fastest sinking cities in the world due to its environmental challenges and overcrowding by 2050. Now, imagine this, 95% of North Jakarta will be submerged by 2050. Now, the question is, why is Jakarta rapidly sinking? Okay, so there are your options. Is it because of flash floods? Is it because of over extraction of groundwater? Is it because of volcanic eruption? Or is it because of coral bleaching? So take your guesses. Like
this one was easy.
Yes, I mean, the goal of the question is not to be easy or tough, but it's just to sort of give you just basic ideas about what's happening around us. And yeah, I get a lot of answers are coming in. This is also very close. It's all over the place. 27% thinks it's volcanic eruptions. 33% thinks it's over extraction of groundwater. 20% thinks it's flash flood. Yeah, okay, we can, I think, close it now. And let's share the poll. Yeah, as you can see now, the correct answer for this one is actually over extraction of groundwater. But again, options are very close. Indonesia is a series of islands. Volcanic eruptions happen quite a lot. So good guesses there. The correct answer was over extraction of groundwater. And this is happening not only there, but also, as you know, Maldives is probably also going to go under. And they're buying lands in different places in Africa, Europe, and some other places. In fact, they have a Indian government. They've also asked the Indian government to give them some land and stuff like that. Now, imagine an entire country disappearing in our lifetime, and their entire population will be dispersed in different parts of the world. How crazy that would be, right? So these are some of the problems that are around us, and if we don't think about them, then probably the world will be lost. But the thinking will come from this awareness. That's the hope with which I am presenting this quiz to you. Okay, let's move to the last question. Probably, I think I have a couple of them. Yeah, so this will be the last two questions of the day. Every year, almost 59,000 tons of what used and unused products make its way to the Atacama Desert in Chile from all over the world. 39,000 tons of these come from Latin American resellers. You can see a picture on your screen, which gives you an sort of an idea. I mean, of course, it's not a zoomed in picture, so you don't know what I'm talking about, but that's the whole point of it. Take a guess. Your options coming up now. Can we have the poll for this question? Yes. Is it plastic bags? Is it discontinued phone models? Is it plastic beverage bottles? Or is it unsold clothing? Now, keep in mind that I'm talking about Atacama in Chile, and 39,000 tons of these come from Latin American resellers. Okay, so what could this be? I mean, we didn't even, leave the desert in peace. We kind of had to put something there as well. So this is actually now, if you see from Google Maps, these are now called the Great Garbage Patches, and it's in the middle of the desert, right? Of course, there are hopeful things also in the world. For example, if you go to UAE, the entire desert around nearby to Dubai and stuff, you will see a lot of green patches as well. Also in Saudi Arabia, where there are a lot of important agricultural work has happened. Okay, I think we've had the answer for this. Can we end the poll and share it with others? Thank you. I'm moving a little fast because, there are other speakers also, and I want to be mindful of the time. So the correct answer for this one is actually unsold clothing, though most of you said it's plastic beverage bottles, and there are places for that as well. But this is because I want you to read about it if you get a chance later on. When we buy a pair of jeans, what happens? Like the entire journey of how it's manufactured in the Chinese or some other Asian garment factory, it goes to US, and then people who donate the jeans or kind of did not purchase it or got rejected, they end up goes to the Latin American resellers, and then even that doesn't get sold, and then it ends up in the desert, right? So the whole goal behind this is to think of before we start consuming. Okay, I think that's pretty much it as an example. I'll probably skip the last question as well. I think I've overshot the time. So thank you so much once again. Let me quickly move to just quickly share with you a few of the things that we are working on and how you can help. Expanding the SDG quiz around the world is sort of my dream, and that's what I'm focusing on. We also create games, as you saw in the beginning. So we are open to creating a series of games, each one for one goal and then probably more. And then I want to bring sustainable tourism or experiences to virtual reality. I also have a travel company, and this is something that I'm quite passionate about these days. How you can help, tech support we need to build platform or game. I'm not a technical person, so I'd be happy to collaborate with someone. If you can connect me to a brand or institute who might need similar solutions, that would be really helpful. Also, if you can help me identify sources and securing of grants or sponsorship or funding of any of the ideas or projects, that would be really nice as well. And how you can reach me is straightforward. These are my contact details: number, Twitter, Instagram, email, everything is there. You can take a screenshot, and if you need help or I can help you in any way, happy to do that as well. So that's it from me. Thank you so much, Pauline. And before I move on, these are the 17 goals. Keep them in mind, keep them in your heart, and carry on.
Amen, Kunal. Thank you so much. I had so much fun. I didn't know most of the organizations and facts and figures that you shared. I'm loving this format. We were just discussing with Baruba in private messages that maybe we should just introduce all of the voice mixers with a couple of quiz questions like this. No, but it's a very powerful and engaging tool, and I'm really thankful that you came today and presented that to you. So please, let's be in touch, Kunal. And it was wonderful to, start off the mixer this month with that and with you. Super.
Pleasure. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening in patiently and on a Saturday morning. I look forward to listening to the other speakers as well. And please feel free to reach out to me. My contact details are there in the LinkedIn as well.
Thank you. Kunal, don't hesitate to also put your contact details in the chat for everybody who would not potentially have had the time to screenshot. I will do that. Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you. Moving on, Arpan, my friend, can you unmute yourself? I can see you there. So Arpan is heading an organization called HumanKinds, which is specifically working on financial literacy. And, we're continuing basically our voyage, our journey, understanding the different ways in which education can bring value in different spectrum and in different spaces. Arpan, we would request you to kindly stick to your 10 minutes so that we can hear everybody within an hour and 10 minutes maximum. But really looking forward to hear what you have to say and what we have to learn about financial literacy and its power in the education space in the lives of people, basically. Arpan, over to you, 10 minutes.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pauline, for this brief yet enriching introduction. And also thank you very much, Mr. Mandal. Just whatever you told, and it's very inspiring, whatever you did and try to go ahead and do. And I would love to connect with you and learn more about SDG 17, partnering for the goals, and what is your take on it and how that works, or what is your take on it and how and what stuff. Okay, I will get into the details later. But okay, I don't want to introduce myself. Let me know if I am fully audible. I'm clear.
All good.
Audible?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I studied finance from Yale, actually. So it's like it's a executive program that I did, and basically my focus of study was econ, macro econ to be specific. And what we learned is a lot of unique things of how the world works and how we can put capital and finance into this SDGs and the importance of the SDGs and the 2030 agenda, what is the importance, why we're doing all of this, a lot of stuff. I'm still learning a lot of stuff actually from the Wise Network. Today's event is focused on finance, but to be very specific, we are like a consultancy organization. We are a non-profit organization, HumanKinds.org, and we are like an economic strategist for economic development for other NGOs, and we help them out with different strategies, and finance just happen to be part of it. So yeah, that's it. Let's get back to like the screen that I was supposed to share with you people and explain a little bit of how finance works and what are the basic tools and basics that we need to know in 2022 about improving our lives with our understanding of finance. Let's do it. Just give me 1 second, sharing screen. I'm not that good with Zoom.
No problem, Apan. Don't mute yourself. Stay with us. You're on mute now.
Yeah. Let me know when you can see my screen. Everyone can see my screen?
Yeah, all good. Continue.
Awesome. Right. Yeah. So this is like our take, HumanKind's take on understanding finance and the need for understanding finance for 2022. Before I start, I just want to make sure that I am judiciously using my time and I don't delay myself. So I have like 5 or 6 minutes, I guess. Yeah. Let's learn a little bit finance, how it works and stuff. Yeah. So this is very important. So whatever now we will be seeing, so this is a very simple slide. This has only 8 slides, but please note that this is each of this term is gold. Okay, whatever we say here is very important. Each and every individual's life. So we have this concept in our society, not just in the Eastern society, also in the Western society. And it's a society that comes from the mercantilistic thought process of for millions of years we have lived that way. But with the capitalist era, we changed everything, and we learned about how capital changed everything with the book of the Wealth of Nations. Anyways, let's not get into that, but let's focus on the fact that this is a very unique concept we put in, and this is something that I don't put in. This is something that my professor, Mr. Robert J. Shiller, puts in. So he won the Nobel Prize in 2013 for the efficient market hypothesis with Eugene Fama. So so he says that is not immoral. So we have this concept that we feel in our society, a societal thought process. So we work with LP4Y, so I keep on asking them, what do you think in France? Is that immoral? What do you think at your home? What do your parents think? So they say, yeah, it's similar. Like people not keep much debt. But at the end of the day, debt is a very necessary reality of the capital world. We need to understand this. So debt is not immoral. So it's a very important step to understand. Point 1. Okay, so this is also a little unique. So we say that debt or credit, you need to understand the fact that the debt or credit is the creator of the global economy and also the driver of the global economy. All that you see around the world, everything, all the blessings that you get to live in, you get to drive a car with power driving assist. The car has heated seating probably, and probably an entertainment system, a 14-inch screen, and all that stuff, all the cool stuff. Nowadays it has ADAS, autonomous driving system, and all that stuff. So all of this innovation, all that you see around the world is created by credit. Never forget that. So so people say that, okay, business is created. So who drove these businesses? At the end of the day, it's credit. So the credit or debt is the creator or driver of the global economy. So all of the world that is seen around you is created by credit. So credit is not immoral; it is central driver of the global economy. So so credit is same as debt. So whatever you know as debt is credit. So let's move on to the next one. It's a little cooler, I think. So this is also very important to understand that debt or credit can be used for growth. Debt or credit, if well managed, can lead to exponential growth. See, if I go ahead and explain the details of the slides, it will be huge. It's like a 1-hour session for the entire slide. But as we have like 5 to 6 minutes, so I'm just passing on to give an overview of like what are the most important steps. So please note that this is equally as important to a 10-year-old to a 60 years old. Please note that. This is a generalized financial steps that I'm explaining, and this is equally important for any person at any age. So yeah. So yeah, this is very important to understand that debt and credit, if well managed, can lead to exponential growth. And that is what the businesses do at the end of the day. They manage that well, and they service that debts well and credits well, and they grow, right? Or they fail. So yeah. So next, equally important, excess credit or debt can lead cause burden in the future. So we need to have very unique plan of action. How do we manage and restructure our short-term and long-term debts, and how to do that well, so that we can have a good future, in a future where we have less leveraged, not over leveraged. And even if we are over leveraged, we know that our projects are at par with our over leveraging. So yeah, so that's equally important. I don't want to get into details again. So next we come the importance of online savings bank account. This is very important these days. Everyone should have a not just a savings account, an online savings account which is linked to your smartphone. Be you're using Android, be you're using iOS, whatever. Having a savings bank account is very important. So opening of a savings bank, zero balance account through our app or mobile banking. Please note, adapt or stay unbanked. So your choice. So it's very important that we have a savings bank account, an online one, which is connected to a mobile phone. It's a very important thing to understand. Moving on, yeah. So people go around and they see. Discipline is hard to come by, actually. We say that we are disciplined people, but sometimes we also mess up. And it's very natural. It's in the human behavior. So what we do is that we budget sometimes, and then we get out of our budgets, and we our expenses pass our income, and then we have all the troubles and all the sufferings. So we know that if we budget well, we can then dance around like king. So budgeting is very important, and we need to have a very realistic approach towards our weekly and monthly expenses, and do budget well. Once we can do that, then we can dance around. Yeah. So well, this is equally important to understanding finance at 2022. It's central to understanding finance as 2022. In finance, we call insurance as an equality creator product, be it any form of insurance, be it health insurance, be it property insurance, be it fire insurance. But there are millions of insurance types, so I don't want to get into delve into it. But yeah. So the idea is that health insurance is now, as with the COVID-19 pandemic and 2020-21 Advaita, we now know that the world works in a very different and unique manner, and healthcare is very central. And even SDG 3 is no joke, right? So the good health and well-being are very important SDG, and the indicators to drive those SDGs is equally important. So yeah, so health insurance is very central to our individual lives, and health insurance, please note, it reduces financial burden. And see, the Western world knows this, and even if they don't know this, their governments know this very well, and they have taken steps to improve upon the UHC models in their specific countries, as recommended by the world.
Can you please conclude? We have to move on to others.
Yes, this is the to be very honest, this was the second last slide, and like I will take 2 more minutes if that is fine by you.
Please conclude, because we want a space for everybody.
Yes, cool. Yeah, I'm done. I'm really sorry. Yeah, so this is more equally important. It reduces financial burden in the city for the hour. Yeah, and this is equally important. I cannot emphasize enough. See, capital creation is the way of the world, and investing is underrated. People have a very different notion of investing. People think it very differently, but please understand, investing in productivity, income gains, education, and asset appreciation will help a person or a society prosper faster. That's it. I think if I go ahead and explain this, it will be an entire course curriculum. So yeah, anyways, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So this is me, Arpan. Thank you very much. I would love to talk to other people in the network and understand what they're doing in terms of the SDGs and how they're improving upon that. So thank you very much.
Thank you,
everyone.
Arpan. You can stop sharing your screen. I just want to take this opportunity to say that HumanKinds is doing brilliant work in taking these realizations and conclusions and very important messages that you shared with us today, Arpan, to potentially also, NGO beneficiaries, and even, when working in the education space myself, especially with Techno India, this is not something that we are taught even in any educational institutions at a young age the way we should, about how to manage a budget, how to optimize our our budget, how to invest. We don't even think about it most of the time. So if you want to connect further with Arpan on these issues, and I think Arpan, as you mentioned, you've already started collaborating with a few organizations in the WISE network, including LP4Y, whom we're going to hear about in a second. It's brilliant, and I'm also really happy to see you collaborate with Megdut. Megdut told me that you have been in touch with him and planning for financial innovation further. It's super exciting.
We are planning big.
Thank you so much, Arpan. I'll take this opportunity as well to mention about the tribes under WISE. So quite recently, we have started piloting or exploring the idea of tribes, that is to say subgroups under the WISE community that are focusing on a specific issue. And I just wanted to express gratitude to the members of the education tribe, namely LP4Y, HumanKinds, Shumpun Foundation, the Makers Collaborative, Sukalian, Pratigya, and Tree Society, most of which have completely co-designed the approach and the sessions that we are having today under the WISE mixer. So thank you so much to the education tribe for making this a reality today. Without further ado, I would love to welcome Sonia, and I think Sonia, you're with Varsha. So you're going to tell us about a report that has been, I think, published by LP4Y on 55 solutions for youth inclusion. You're doing brilliant work on youth inclusion and educational programs trying to bring youth out of out of their situation into professionalism and into job opportunities. Please try to stick to 8-10 minutes so that we can allow the next speakers to be also there with us. Sonia and Varsha, over to you. Thank you so much for being with us.
All right, thank you so much, Pauline. So can you all hear me okay?
Yeah, all good, and we see you.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So hello, everyone. I am Sonia, and this is Varsha, who will introduce herself in more details very shortly. So I am the project leader organization and finance for LP4Y, also known as Life Project for Youth. So just to let you know, LP4's mission is really the development of innovative solutions for the professional and social inclusion of young people, usually between 17 and 24 years old, coming from extreme poverty and victim of exclusion. So today, as mentioned by Pauline, I'm here to present to you one of the biggest LP4Y projects this year, which is the white paper. So 55 solutions for youth inclusion. So the idea of this book was born from a simple observation. For 12 years, LP4Y has been developing and testing innovative solutions for the inclusion of youth in the field, advocating with companies and institutions. Together, we act, we develop projects, but we lack a unique and material tool to distribute. We often hear from each other, from our partners, whether they are institutions, foundations, business leaders, expressing themselves on the subject of inclusion, encouraging them to do what actually LP4Y has already been doing for years. So that's why we wanted to write and really formalize these good practices developed thanks to a very rich ecosystem. So this this willingness to act, to develop projects is precisely what motivated the creation of this book. So the white paper, or if you prefer a research document, details the most significant innovative solutions, both practical and also field-oriented. So what are these solutions? Why and how do they work? These are the precise questions that the LP4Y teams were challenged to answer, but asking them also to be as concrete as possible. So just to give you an idea, it took a year and a half of interviewing and writing process, 250 pages, 41 catalyst volunteers involved, over 30 hours of proofreading, and around 2,500 comments on the document. And the result of this is more than 55 sheets, each of them dedicated to a specific solution. So the book is divided into 3 main sections. We have the solution linked to the ecosystem, the systemic solution, and the HR solutions. So this book, available both in print and digital version, really represents an advocacy and mobilization tool of choice. It will legitimize LP4Y and its actions, and allow it to display its professionalism and expertise in the inclusion of youth. So if you are interested in knowing more about this book, I invite you to contact whitepaper@lp4y.org. I will also put this email address in the chat so you remember, or you can also contact me. I will give my contact details. All right, so now I will let the mic to Varsha, who will introduce herself and explain how some of the LP4Y solution have concretely been supporting her through her journey so far. Varsha?
Hello everyone, my name is Varsha Kumari. I am 19 years old. I live in Nimtalla, Havra. My qualification level is 11th stop. I have a 5 family member. My parents, my younger sister and younger brother and me. I joined LP4Y 28 September. I first know LP4Y thanks for my friends who's parts of program, and I qualification is 11th pass. I don't know what to do. So I think will LP4Y help and supported me for a professional experience. LP4Y we have micro companies, so this professional place help. Here I develop my skills like time manage, leadership, think of solution, professional body language, public speech. My life complicated. In LP4Y we need to think, so life project plan, but I don't know how to do it. But with complicated collective guidance, and individual follow-up, with coaches, I have my life questions. I ask my self questions. Which job I like to do, but I don't like. What are my skills? If I want to stay with my families, what I need to do achieve my goals. And I present my life project plan to everyone. If help me a lot. I will first LP4Y program in the February. How I now I more confident, and I hope achieve my goals.
All right, thank you very much, Varsha, for this testimony and giving you more details about your journey so far. So thank you, everyone. We're gonna leave you the floor then, because we know that we have a short amount of time, but don't hesitate to contact us if you have any question. And thank you so much for having us. It's a real pleasure.
Thank you so much, Sonia and Varsha. It was lovely to hear from you. Please mention the details, Sonia, in the chat, so that anyone who is interested can have access to these pages of white reports that are going to be really, really important. You know, and, you know, I mean, just sharing with everybody, LP4Y is doing amazing work in, you know, cities and chapters around the world, but of course they're present in Kolkata, in Howrah. There's a green village as well in the surrounding. What's the name of the place already, Sonia, for the green village?
It's called the Green Village West Bengal, based in Rehanati.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so don't hesitate to connect with the LP4Y and collaborate further with them, doing amazing work over there also. Thank you, Sonia and Varsha, again. Moving on to the next speaker here, I would like to invite my friend Suchayan. Are you here? Yay. Hi. Okay. Oh, no. Before I give you the mic, Suchayan, it's going to make a beautiful transition from LP4Y to you. Sonia, Sonia, can you hear me? No, you can't hear me. Sonia, Varsha, hello, can you hear me?
So sorry, we were just talking about logistics. Sorry.
Can you just mention in a word that you're organizing a donation drive in partnership with us, maybe for books for your youth?
Yes, that's correct. So this is an initiative by the Green Village, West Bengal, then, where we are looking for a book donation for our youth there. So if you have any books in English, just about general knowledge and so on, feel free to give some. It will be really much appreciated.
Thank you, Sonia. And as you just mentioned, of course, we're doing this collaboratively with you. So one of the drop-off points, the main one that you can consider to drop your books is at Offbeat CCU, Topshia. I will request Enakshi or Aparupa to put the exact address in the chat, although most of you may know this place. So you can, of course, drop the books for LP4Y there, and we'll make sure it reaches the Green Village. Thank you, Sonia, again. So Suchayan, transitioning to you because you're here to tell us for 5 minutes about a donation drive that you're also organizing along with us for gadgets and electronic devices. So over to you, Suchayan.
Yeah, thank you. I just a second this thing. I might go a bit beyond 5 minutes, 6 to 7 minutes maximum. I'll keep it short for sure. So, hi, good afternoon, and thank you, Pauline, for giving me this opportunity to become part of this amazing community. I saw some brilliant, insightful presentations today that have inspired me for the better. Thank you for that. But just like an offline mixer, I'm not here with any slides, so you will have to make do with just me speaking. I am Shuchan. I run a non-profit startup that works to create sustainable livelihoods through digital empowerment. I believe you'd agree with me that the internet has become a necessity in the last, say, 5 to 10 years in India. Even though more than 60 to 70% or most of rural India is still unconnected, their life depends on the internet. They can't have access to food, healthcare, and other essentials without connectivity. They wouldn't actually get the vaccine, which is very essential if they don't receive an OTP. So that is how being connected is important. So our nonprofit is called Advaita Bodhi Foundation. And what we are doing is we are helping the marginalized communities, particularly women, to connect. Little bit of background about me. So I used to be a journalist for the last 12 years working in New Delhi. I was writing on travel, aviation, and automotive. I have worked with publications like Business Insider, Money Control, Statesman, Times of India, Economic Times. I have also introduced IPs like Earth 360 on News 18 Money Control, which is India's first sustainability focused platform for electric vehicles. It is during the first wave of COVID that I left the jobs and shifted to Bengal to start on this particular initiative. The reason, I got into this because I have realized that the power of digital technology and media to be the most enabling catalyst for the development of the country. This is the right time to start this conversation around digital technology. Because the last 50 years, we have spent in building the infrastructure for the country's development, roads, electricity, highways. I would like to give you a small example of our information poverty. There are more than 2.5 lakh panchayats in the country. You go and search on Google, you wouldn't find a single website of any panchayat. There are 543 MPs in the country, yet a very few actually have a website where they chronicle their projections, their plans, their actionable plans, or their actions they have executed. So basically, the people in the villages, they elect the panchayats, they elect the MPs, and then they have no idea for the next 5 years whether the elected representative is building a highway for them, building a road for them, or just selling their land to an oil company. So most hurdles would have been resolved if there was an app, say, or even a website for that matter, to see what's happening, what are my MPs doing around, what the panchayats are doing for me. That is, I think, most essential at this moment. There are more than 20,000 primary health centers in the villages across the country, and there's not a single one has a website. So doctors, they don't want to go and work in those primary health centers because they think they actually, that is remote, is very, very far off, unconnected, like unconnected and everything dissociated from the localities. All these gaps could have been resolved if these villages were connected. I'm not just saying, and connection doesn't mean just putting a broadband network, but by enabling these villagers to understand how digital information ecosystem works. Most of the business models of today are built around metros. You see, everyone talks about the cherry on the cake, but nobody addresses the base. We have a top-down model for everything, be it e-governance, e-commerce, e-business, even the social sector connectivity. We have over 560 million people connected to the internet today. 560 million. And imagine more than 60% of these people have access to internet either once a week or even once a month, because they don't even have a device. It's a shared device between, say, one family or two families. Most of the digital centers are developed keeping in mind desktop computers. But now, since the world has gone mobile, we need to stress on mobile connectivity more. If you look at our history, you'll realize it's oral by nature, right? Indian history is always oral. And there's a reason for it. It's illiteracy. Illiteracy was the biggest hurdle because the majority of Indians weren't able to read and write. What's reading and writing? The technologies. You'll agree, right? Paper is a technology, pen is a technology. We don't see them as technology because children maybe born 50 years from now will never call smartphones a technology. They would call tablet and mobile phones a communication device the same way we treat papers and pens. Today, if you walk into a village in Bengal, you would see the villagers hogging over one smartphone to watch a video. And it's actually a good thing that people are starting to learn English. I have seen it myself in the Jharkhand district. I've seen people learning English by reading Bengali or Hindi text written in the English language, the Roman language fonts, basically. First, they ask the literate people around them, what does this mean? And then they start figuring out what this alphabet things. So instead of blackboards, people are actually learning from black mirrors. So Advaita Bodhi Foundation, we believe that it's not just connecting individual households and teaching them how to use a smartphone, but by building community level, village level access to the internet. And we then want to graduate to the digital driven rural entrepreneurships. So we get local communities to use community digital infrastructure. For example, we are setting up resource centers called Jana Pragati Udyog, which are like public access points with lots of computers, tablets, where people can avail banking services, education services, everything is available all under one roof, business development services, everything. And these are managed by rural women whom we train. The modules include like digital payments, digital investments, insurance, e-commerce, cybersecurity, safe internet hygiene, safe social media practices, and more. Because for the rural women, a safe internet is a very important thing. So we already have a pilot digital hub that has already been developed in Chorshorati village near Kollani town in West Bengal. This was a pilot we had done 2 months back. We have already trained more than 300 youths from the nearby villages on how to leverage the internet. So 3 men in the age group of 25 to 35 years have already started their own common service centers, getting trained from us. And 7 women are working with us in this particular digital hub. This hub provides services ranging from booking tickets, paying for utility bills, passport form fill-ups, PAN card, making this everything. We are also, Kollani has an All India Medical Institute of Medical Science, that's AIMS, that has recently come up. People go there for healthcare services. So to book appointments there also, we are providing these facilities. And there's a fixed fee that is charged for these services. And on an entrepreneurship aspect, these women actually get maximum amount. Say all the fees that is charged, 90% stays with this women and 10% is retained by us. And so this is how they are earning, you know. And this is where we have started this drive, where we all have, gadgets waiting for a new lease of life. We all have a smartphone or a desktop or a laptop lying around your home, which can be provided, like donated in this initiative. So we, along with Wise, have started this initiative called Share Your Screen, where you can just come into Offbeat CCU, and there's a designated place where you can drop your used gadgets. You can, of course, provide new gadgets. There's no hurdle with that, but of course, we want you to like donate the used ones, so that we can use these gadgets to set up the digital hubs that we are building up. These pre-loved gadgets, as we will call it, will eventually land up in the hands of women weavers, women dokra artists, women making crafts with bamboo. So we are currently setting up 3 more Janapragati Udyog, one in Choto Jhauri village in Jhargram district, Chhatina Shol village in Jhargram district, and another one coming up in Veernagar village in Nadia district. So
Thank you, Suchayan. If you can conclude, that would be great.
And I'm very much thankful to, of course, Pauline and the entire team of Wise for helping us do this. Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure, Suchayan. I've always been super impressed. You've recently started the foundation, and the kind of work that you've already been able to put through, on the field for these women, especially in terms of digitalization and digital education, is absolutely amazing. So to all of you listening to us here today and beyond, if you have any gadgets that are in good shape and can be used for the empowerment and extra livelihoods of these communities, please drop them at Offbeat CCU, where I'm sitting here today at Topshia. Thank you so much, Suchayan. We're going to be here together for a maximum of 10-15 minutes. I don't want to take too much of your time. I know it was planned until 1 p.m., but I think if we can keep it short and crisp, it's always better. There's a couple more people that I would love to invite, to share testimonies and experiences. I want to now invite a couple of people from the workshops that happened this morning to share a few words and main takeaways. I see, for example, I don't know if Megha or Swati are here, or I think Sohini Sarkar was also part of the workshop, the Zine, mini Zine workshop this morning. If one of you want to share how it went, what it was about, and a couple of takeaways in a couple of minutes, that would be brilliant. Swati, do you want to take it ahead, if you can hear me?
Hi, Pauline. Yeah, sure. So yes, so in the morning we had the workshop on mini zine, and most of the participants, we made a mini zine on a general topic, but we want to use mini zines as a tool of creative learning for formal and non-formal schools, and most of the participants are also from different NGOs. In the morning, so we would want to reach out to them and take their feedback. If there is somebody like Shohini is present over here, I would love to hear from her as well, what she took away from the workshop, and we would like to get in touch with them again, to create all these materials for children in formal as well as non-formal schools. And it is also an interesting creative building exercise for teams from other corporates and offices, as an exercise in creative thinking and team building activity. So I would like, everybody who had attended the workshop to get in touch with us, the Makers Collaborative. They can, email us. Can share the email ID and all the links.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah,
and
yes,
go ahead.
And another thing, I'd also want people who participated in the workshop to share the zines on Instagram maybe and tag us, so that we can reshare it, because that is what we want to do, spread, the thing about, how we are making mini zines and how can we use it as tools for creative learning.
Yeah, so, absolutely. And I think, Swati, if I'm not mistaken, you probably talked about it with Aparupa. There's going to be another mini zine workshop with Techno India Group Public School, next week, I think, with another 15-20 students. Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Yes. So the thing was, this was a mixed group. When we are doing it with students and with the school specifically, then we will focus on, the topics that the teachers want us to focus on, and it will be more of a focused workshop. So that will be great to do it with Techno India School.
Awesome. Would Sohini want to share any couple of words about this? I don't know if you can hear us, Sohini. I don't know if she's around. So Swati, for the ones who do not know what zines are, can you just in one word remind everybody what it is about?
Sure, I can.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can. So Hini, take this question then. How was the workshop this morning?
Ma'am, the workshop was very enlightening, and I love the concept. On a personal level, I love the concept of zine, and we learned a lot about how to make a zine, and we got the basic concept. And from this point onwards, we have to learn more about it in order to execute it properly. So it was a very interesting session, a very enlightening one at that. And I would definitely try my hands at making zine, and I would try to excel at it at some point of time, definitely.
Thank you so much, Sohini. Let's share everything on Instagram. I think also from our end, we have taken snaps of workshops, and we'll definitely be in touch. Thank you so much, the Makers Collaborative, Swati, Megha, and everybody who participated in this workshop. That was really, really cool. I can't wait to use this creative tool, for further educative, educative solutions to spread the word. I would like to invite, so I see Saba in the meeting. Saba, can you hear me? I think you were also, along with me, this morning with the second workshop that was happening at the same time as the zine workshop. And it was a workshop called the Family First Initiative, organized by the Shumpun Foundation. Unfortunately, Manjulika cannot be here with us for the Waistnik because she had to go at the hospital in emergency for a family member. But Saba, if you can hear me, would you like to share a couple of words about your experience in this workshop, if you can hear me? Otherwise, I will share a few words myself because I really loved this workshop. It was a workshop, a 1-hour workshop with a few parents, especially parents of kids with special needs, especially autism. And we heard wonderful testimonies and stories of parents, dealing with special needs kids and sharing their stories of moving from frustration to acceptation, moving from difficulty to, highlighting wonderful and beautiful qualities, in their kids. And if there are any other family here or brothers and sisters or parents in this call that would want to share the word on this and get in touch with the Shumpun Foundation for organizing this kind of workshops and having also, benefit from their own expertise on the topic, because they really have done this for a long time. Don't hesitate to reach out to the Shumpun Foundation, Aparupa, and actually please share in the chat. Saba, I could see you for a moment. Are you with us?
Yeah. Actually, I had a call, so
no problem. Do you want to share a couple of words about your experience in the workshop this morning?
Yes, I personally wanted to share this, that, when I was listening to every testimony, because I have a lot of mothers walking in, because they're really unaware as to what is to be done, and, so overwhelmed and stuff like that. So when I was listening, and the best part was where the parents were sharing their experience and the journey themselves. So I really liked that, and I, really look forward that all everybody needed was a little guidance, a little hand holding, and the task was getting simpler. And I loved the way, the confidence the parents had developed, that yes, we can handle it, and this has been a journey. So I think that was a wonderful idea of the parents sharing it themselves.
Thank you so much, Saba. I was also super impressed to see, the process that they were, testifying about, their patience, and highlighting again the importance of parental education. Topic of the day is education today. Sometimes we speak about schools and colleges, but at the end of the day, what also happens at home with the parents is what makes it very, very fundamental for the children. Thank you so much, Saba, for sharing this. I would want to now welcome Prabir and or Christophe. I don't know if you're in the call. Yes, Prabir.
Yes,
yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. If you can take just a minute to share good news with us and about your, you are a student of Techno India University that received a scholarship to pursue civil engineering, and you've created a startup which has just received funds. So if you want to share more about this, that would be brilliant. Over to you.
Yeah, so thank you, Pauline ma'am, and also first of all, I'd like to thanks Techno India University and YGIST for giving me opportunity to continue my studies, and because of that only I able to I'm still in fourth year of my studies. So during this lockdown, what we did is full education system was shifted to online. So teachers were teaching us in online. So we got a bit of time to do some other work also. So there was a national innovation contest from Ministry of Education Innovation Cell. So when I visited their website page, I saw many challenges are still there and they are ready to so what I did is I make an isolation room for COVID-19 people. So I observed during COVID that everybody was rushing to hospital to get an admission in hospital, and hospital doesn't have enough number of bed to keep everyone inside the hospital. So what I did is I design a portable isolation room made out of widely available cardboard. And the interesting things of my isolation room is it has an HVAC duct system, which clean the which clean the breath out air and release the fresh air from the room to outside. And this kind of tent or isolation room can be used in community, police camp, army camp, then institution, or airport, something like that. So then with this concept, I participated National Innovation Contest 2020, and throughout the selection process was throughout the years, and finally for 3 or 4 days back we got selected for a grant, and I'm very happy that from underprivileged children I got opportunity from Pauline ma'am and Meghdud sir and in Techno India University YGIST to give me an opportunity to finish my study, and during this process I'm able to do something different, and I'm very happy for that. And I'm also very happy because I am able to give the opportunity, and I'm able to share my whatever I got benefited. I'm trying to do something for community and society. That is something I'm very happy for this. Thank you, Pauline ma'am. Thank you, Christoph.
Yeah, and congratulations. I mean, you're hustling through your entrepreneurship journey, and it's very inspiring to see you evolve. Arpan, I see you've raised your hand. You want to add something?
Yes, yes. I had just one question, just a short one. So, Prabir, what is the unit cost for that isolation center? Ek ka kitna daam hai? What is the cost to set up one?
So our selling price is different. Our selling price is if you buy one isolation room with one HVAC duct system, it will cost you 9,700 rupees. Okay, and if you buy 2 isolation room, just one HVAC duct system, it will cost you 11,000 rupees. And if you buy 3 isolation room and 1 HVAC duct system, it will cost you 15,000 rupees. So the isolation room is really out of cardboard. And I could have shared.
If there's anything,
anyway, so if you are interested, yeah.
Prabir, if there's anything you can share in the chat, be it a presentation or a link, or if you want YGIST to share it via an email, for example, after the mixer, we can also do this, and we can also connect.
Right.
Yeah. Christophe, would you like to say anything? I mean, you've been working with Prabir hand in hand. Of course, he's also benefited from the beautiful work of your NGO Terra Indica. Feel free to add to Prabir's journey.
Well, I'm very proud of what Prabir did. He's coming from HLM, so he basically was in the street as a child before. And a great thanks to Techno India for supporting his study cost and offering him this scholarship. And I think somehow Prabir has managed to retribute the university by their help by bringing this being champion in the contest. Again, thank you for YGIST and Techno India for the support of our students. He's not the only one to be supported by Techno India. So thanks again to you all.
Thank you, Christophe. I mean, the one who is inspiring here is definitely Prabir, and congratulations, Prabir. Again, reach out to us so that we can share, more information about your isolation room to the whole community. We'd be very happy to do that in the next newsletter, for example, Prabir. Okay, so send us the details. Okay, so we're almost over here for this celebration of education today. I just want everybody now to feel free to raise your hand if you have specific announcements, anything, can be anything, be it announcements or reactions, or you would want to just present yourself to the community, anything that you would want to share is the moment now through this community open mic, as we call it. Christophe, over to you. I see you're raising your hand.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. I have a small announcement to the whole community. I will be brief. I'll give more detail on the chat. So we have Olympic Games, they were happening in Beijing. They're happening in France in 2024. At the same time as Olympic Games are happening, we have World Skill, which is a competition of skill and craftsmanship. So basically, India team will have a representative in carpentry. So we are organizing from this month mobilization of young people who would like to learn carpentry, being trained intensively to prepare this Olympic Games of Crafts. So right now we need trainees who are born after Jan 2001. They need to be 23 at the time of the Olympic Games to train practicing for national games and international games. The training is free of cost with accommodation. So if you have anybody in your organization who match this profile and who is very motivated to learn carpentry, please refer to YIST and then YIST will inform us. Thank you.
That is so cool, Christophe. Please send me information over WhatsApp or email, whatever. We can also share it on the YIST WhatsApp group and next newsletter. It would be absolutely amazing to have youth benefit from this free training. That's awesome. Olympic Games of Crafts. I love that. Brilliant. Anybody else would want to share anything? Present yourself to the community, take the mic for a few moments. Lubna, yes, I saw you. I was thinking about you, actually. Go ahead.
Hi, Pauline. Hi, everyone. Nice to be here. It's an enriching morning for sure. Just a quick update. That is, all those who don't know me yet, so I run a foundation called Girl Power Empowerment. And I'm sorry, Bobby.
He also wants to participate. What does he want to say?
I'm sorry about that. All right. So so every year we have been actually organizing an event, which is called I Support Girl Power. So this happens at the book fair. So on 8th of March this year, we're having the event at the book fair. And it will be great, if you guys can be a part. All of you will be welcome. So I can probably share the details with Aparupa, Pauline, and then, it can be shared for sure. And I'm also looking for collaborators, anyone who wants to kind of participate with us. I'm open to it.
Sounds good. Lubna, I would love to be a part of this book fair as well. Please share the details with Aparupa. We'll share it. Aparupa, yes. Brilliant. We already have the newsletter content for next time already sorted. Brilliant, Lubna. Thank you so much for your work and your amazing, sharing experience with us as usual. Thank you. Anybody else? I've seen Pratik. Do you want to share something? I saw you raise your hand at some point. Are you around? Yes, Saba and Lubna, you definitely need to connect together. Aparupa, if you can facilitate this connection between Lubna and Saba, that would be brilliant. Thank you so much. Pratik,
I am around, but I think I did that by mistake by clicking on. I clicked onto that part of the screen by mistake. But yes, I definitely would love to be a part of this book fair's initiative that we just talked about. And yes, it was a brilliant morning session on a Saturday, talking about these brilliant experiences of the digital connect, the financial connect, and I especially like the kind of work that P4Y has been doing particularly. So yeah, kudos to all of you.
Pratik, I want you to take this opportunity to maybe introduce yourself and MEC in just a word.
Sure, thank you. So hi guys, I'm Prantik. I work for Microenergy Credits. So we are a social enterprise working towards financial inclusions and clean energy accessibility for remote rural areas. But now we are slowly engaging into more into peri-urban and urban space with advanced technologies as well. So my work with the firm is primarily to work mostly in data sciences and data modeling, but soon enough I'm starting a new role with this organization for this year to come, which is international expansions and global portfolios strategy. So we would be working into new geographies. We are currently working in India, Kenya, Uganda, Mongolia, but we are looking to expand more into other countries of Asia, Latin America, and Africa, obviously, because it has a huge scope for decentralized technology. So we work primarily with decentralized technologies. And you can see technologies like the solar lights, the home lighting systems, or improved cook stoves, these individual that can cater to the needs of the daily needs of individuals or the deprived sections of these people. So basically, that's the aim. The central aim of MEC is climate and community. You can visit our website at microenergycredits.com. We always look for good people to work with. We always look for good people to collaborate with. So we are always open to that where a good opportunity arrives. And yes, so that is what we do mostly. But as a person, I'm quite interested more in the capacity development, in learning for the community working. This idea of green village seemed very interesting. And Pauline, we had a discussion about very similar things on to, and financial education particularly is something that I've been promoting within my peer group. And we come from a very proper school in Calcutta. So even if I have to educate my friends about financial education in India, it's without doubt, we need to reach it out to more and more people who do not get the privilege of going to a very good school, college, because of many social barriers. So these are something that like interested me a lot. This these are some good works that's going on. So, and that's why I particularly pointed these few things out: the digital connect, the financial inclusion. So yeah, great work, you guys. I'm happy to get in touch with others if anything is required or if I can help in any way. But yeah, I'm certainly interested in looking forward to this book fair, and this digital drop-off idea reminds me of something that where I started off my career working for Microsoft Create to Inspire as a fellow there. So where we were doing recycling of e-waste. So these are like great initiatives that's going on. So great work.
Thank you so much for this. It's great to know that you're already connected with Arpan, probably on the topic of financial literacy. If you want to hear more from Pratik and Microenergy Credits, the link has been shared on the chat, or reach out to us and we'll absolutely connect you. And Pratik, I need to get back in touch with you to keep brainstorming on these potentially sustainability community champions that we had started to discuss together. Anyway, I don't see any other raised hands. It was a lovely community chat at the end. Again, reach out to us for whatever connection that you need. I'll take one more minute of your time to share one update from WIST, which we are very excited about. Is going to be the launch of YED, which is basically an e-learning platform dedicated to sustainability. I will not show you the details because it is not 100% ready, but we're almost getting there. And you'll have access to a lot of different features, courses, glossary, newsfeed, downloadable documents, library of additional comments, existing organizations and experts, events, mentoring sessions, and following the different learning blocks that are in progress. Super excited about this. Once this is ready for you to use, of course, we will share all of the details with you. But the idea is, WIST is an aggregator of so many wonderful people, wonderful organizations, wonderful resources. And at some point we need to gather it up in efficient technology solutions to bring this particular curated quality contents on sustainability education to as many people as we can. So that's really the goal behind this platform, YED, which will be foundable at y-ed.in. But yes, bear with us a few more days and we will be able to launch the first few learning blocks or courses on the platform, and you will be the first, of course, to be let known. So thank you so much, everybody, for being with us today. It was, again, lovely to reconnect with you. The next mixer is, as usual, going to be 2 months from now, most probably Saturday, 26 March, if I'm not mistaken. And hopefully we will be able to do this offline to be able to hug and see each other again. So in the meantime, of course, we'll keep in touch. We'll share contents and wonderful opportunities with the community that you have shared today, and we will look forward to hearing back from you and connect further. Thank you so much, everybody, for the amazing work that you keep doing, and keep doing it. Don't never stop. Keep inspiring around you, and take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye, everybody. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you so much. Bye, bye, bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Apan.
Thanks all. Bye.